Global Keezy. Yo, I got so much fucking channels. I don't even know what to make the intro. What channel is this? Keezy Villa's back up in his bitch, nigga. Hey, today we about to react to some Malika Andrews from middle school dropout to the face of ESPN. Malika Andrews, I'm trying to fuck. Feel me? By the time I hit that, she gonna be a MILF, so that's even better, baby. You feel me? Like, hey, Malika Andrews bad as fuck, but hey, we about to react to this shit. I did not know she was from the trenches. I did not know she was a dropout. I did not know any of this shit, you feel me? But I know.
I'm joined by the big man that's holding it down in South Beach.
She got that wet.
Welcome to NBA Today, my friend.
Before she would become the host of
I know
NBA
niggas be hitting that too
on ESPN,
niggas,
Malika Andrews was just a young girl trying to
There's
find
no
her
way
way
these bitches
in
be trying to work next to NBA
Welcome
players
to
and shit.
Before the
Smiling these
Accolades.
niggas' face and they ain't getting their pussy
one of the
piped
rising
up.
stars of ESPN. And it is
I know she be getting that dog smack.
Malika Rose Andrews, born January 28, 1995 in Oakland, California. Shout out to the Bay. She grew up a fan of her hometown basketball team, the Golden State
I need to go back out there.
Going to
fucking
Warriors
chat.
games is part of what I did growing up, and it was
lit.
part of the language that I used to communicate with my dad. I think that sports, maybe over anything else,
Damn,
was kind
she's so
of that was an
pretty.
interest that we had in common.
And Malika also played sports herself growing up, but not the most popular sports.
My actual playing of sports, that did not take the form of basketball. I was a skier, horseback rider, volleyball player.
She a white girl.
Fun fact, a lot of people may not know, Malika Andrews is actually part Jewish because of her mother, and she even had a bar mitzvah growing up. And it was also around that same time and same age range when Malika was going through a lot internally. In middle school, Malika suffered from anxiety, depression, and just anger issues. And she couldn't pinpoint what exactly was causing these issues.
Honestly, it was a combination of things. It's still hard for me to talk about a little bit. I think that, there were some specific factors that I think
you can't
made things
her.
hard for me. But then I also think that for some reason, I started to kind of have a need maybe to
You ever seen that movie,
or to be heard, that I didn't feel that I was getting.
Thin Line Between Love and Hate?
Total sense, because
That's
I
who
grew up
she
in a
is, nigga.
family where we had dinner together every night without fail.
first
My
she's
dad,
sweet.
my mom, they showed up for
Pretty.
my school activities, but for
Yeah,
some
she's
reason
dumb,
at that
nigga.
point in time, I just felt like that, for whatever reason, it wasn't enough. There was something that was missing, and I couldn't figure it out, and I got really angry. People would keep asking me, well, why? What happened? What haven't you told us? I
And
didn't
with that
have
makeup and that
the
curly
answer
hair,
to
fool,
that
niggas,
question,
boy.
and I took it out on my mother, on my father, my mother especially.
It would all come to a boiling point in 8th grade when Malika would be kicked out or dropped out, depending on what source you read, of Oakland's Head Roy School. And all the stress she was going through would cause Malika to also suffer from an eating disorder. She said it wasn't exactly anorexia, but something very similar to that. But luckily, Malika Andrews was strong enough, had the courage and self-awareness to know and see that she needed help.
So when I was 14, I actually came to her after I got into it with somebody at school, and I said,
Nigga, the big sister look like a
I don't know what I'm
Jezebel,
doing.
bro.
I think I need some help.
Her parents and her decided the best choice was to send her off to a therapeutic boarding school in Utah for her high school years. And that was one of the best decisions Malika and her family ever made in their lives.
Utah, come on, bitch, get high.
Regather and refine herself and refocus. She did so well
You a
in
young
the
boy
boarding
fan
school that
getting
she
them
was able to
comments,
graduate in 2012,
You better
a year
subscribe,
earlier
too.
than she was supposed to. After graduating, she didn't want to immediately rush into college, so Malika spent a year working at her grandfather's civil rights law firm. So after working at her grandfather's civil rights law firm for a year, Malika went on to study communications at the University of Portland. And while at the University of Portland, she worked for her school's newspaper, The Beacon. And she was a sports writer, sports editor, and a chief editor.
Utah, come on, bitch, get high.
Journalism. And I got into this because
You do not respect them, boy.
I watched sports growing up. I love sports, but my college newspaper, the only opening they had was in sports.
Well, that seems like divine timing or something, because that spot was waiting for you and to help you propel your career. Malika would have success while at the University of Portland. She even wrote one article that would cause the school to add padding to the soccer field. She earned a scholarship from the National Black Journalists Association and would get the opportunity to study at the Sports Journalist Institution. Malika would graduate from the University of Portland in 2017. After graduating college, she did an internship for the Denver Post. And then Malika leveled up and did an internship for the New York Times in their sports department.
When I got to the New York Times, what I loved is that their definition of sports was so loose. I mean, I covered the Stormy Daniels, Donald Trump saga because it played out at a golf
Isn't that a
course,
porn
and that
star?
was quote unquote sports.
And she did that for a year. She was making her name in the journalism world, and that would get her hired by the Chicago Tribune. October of 2018, the rise of Malika Andrews as we know it would begin. That's when she was hired by Christina Douglas of ESPN to be an online writer to cover the Chicago Bulls and Milwaukee Bucks. Malika would do that for about a year, and then ESPN already seen they had a star to work with. So then they got her over to New York to work with the Knicks and the Nets. And while she was working for the Knicks and the Nets, that's when the coronavirus pandemic would break out. Coronavirus! So Malika Andrews went away into the shadows for a little bit during that hiatus like the rest of the sports world. But then, like a lot of other young stars in the NBA themselves did, that was Malika
what happened to my boy Jamal Murray, bro? That nigga was
Bubble
killing that.
really was a launching pad for me. And yeah,
that
on the
nigga
one
was a
hand,
problem,
it took
bro.
preparation and work and all of that, but also a little bit of
That
luck
nigga better not be a Brandon
be trusted
Roy.
with that assignment and get to run with it.
Her coming out party to America. In the 2020 NBA bubble, Malika Andrews would make history. And at the time of this recording, she was the youngest sideline reporter ever for ESPN at the age of 25.
The Malika Andrews is standing by with Zion Williamson. Malika, am I supposed to be looking at somebody?
You can look at me.
That nigga Zion too nervous for that.
She was all over the TV screen.
That nigga Zion can't look no bitch in the eye.
And that's when ESPN knew it's time to make her one of the future faces of this network. Since then, Malika's just continued on an upward trajectory. Like I said earlier in the video, she's now the host of NBA Today on ESPN.
You still got a pinch me when you say I have a show on ESPN.
She continues to inspire a lot of other young journalists, a lot of other women, a lot of other black girls around.
You still got a pinch me when you say I have a show on ESPN.
She continues to inspire a lot of other young journalists, a lot
Oh, that's her.
other women, a lot of other black girls around the world to also believe.
I don't know what it is.
inspire,
News reporters and
see, they can
journalists,
also
bro.
have a
That is
prominent
bitches on the
role
planet.
in sports as well. You know, Malika
Newscasters,
Andrews out here killing it because ESPN was like, you know what? Fuck it, hire her sister too.
I don't know, bro. When I see bitches dressed up, bro, bitches look better in more clothes. I don't know what it is.
She's even just
The less clothes a bitch got on, the least attractive shit.
ESPN, I see what y'all doing, but that's all your boy the Big Potato got for you on this episode of Before the Accolades, brought to you by Versace.
You ever notice that, bro? You go to the beach or a pool party or some shit,
before you dip out,
or a
and let me
fucking
know
party,
what you want to see on the next.
when all the bitches got their ass out, bro, you don't even want none of them, bro. It's weird, bro. I don't know if it's just me. It's just like your thirst is already quenched. There's nothing else. You feel me? But hey, TG Billis, we out this bitch. Shout out Malika Andrews, nigga. She know what it is. You feel me? But hey, we out this bitch, nigga. Bah!
I can't fake it. One take, I can't pump fake. But bro, come on, nigga. Punch me in. Shawty, she a eater. I just told her crunch me in. Diamonds in the